Well, it is that time again. It is football season officially. The season starts tonight. And first of all, hello. My name is Nick. Welcome back to Rise Up Reactions. Yeah, I haven't really posted any sports content in a minute on this channel. I'm not sure who's even going to be seeing this, but I've kind of shifted to music, but I'm back on the sports grind. I want to tell you before I get into the title of this video is my NFL predictions for this year, and I will be making those in this video. But before I do, I want to let y'all know my plan going forward. I will still be posting music content. I'll be posting a lot of music content. Might not be an everyday thing anymore, but it will be, probably 4 times a week at least still. I'm still on that music grind. I love listening to different songs, keep requesting it in my Google form as well. But I'm going to be starting kind of something new with sports. So I think the best way to do this is once a week, Mondays. It'll be Mondays at 5 p.m. Central Time. I will be having my podcast. It's going to be called just the Rise Up Reactions podcast. I will be live on YouTube on Mondays at 5 p.m. Every week. There might be a few weeks I missed here and there due to some, family things or whatever. But Mondays at 5 p.m. Central Time, I will be going live on YouTube and recording a podcast where I talk about all kinds of different sports. I'm going to be talking about the NFL season from the last weekend. I'll be talking about college football from the last weekend as well. And any other sports news I will be talking about on that podcast. And so I'm going to record that. If you're there live, then you can hear me do it live, but I'm going to be posting like certain clips of different takes I might have or whatever. So that is my plan for sports going forward. I'll be making my picks on that podcast as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see y'all there because I know, a lot of my early fans are sports fans, and I want to give y'all who signed up to watch sports content for y'all to be able to do that. We'll have to have guests on the show eventually as well, just for a podcast episode here or there. If you want to be a guest, you could even maybe DM me or, put in my Google form that you want to be a guest on my show and we can talk about it. So I would love to do that. We can do Zoom or whatever. We don't have to be in person necessarily. But anyway, so that's my plan moving forward. So this next Monday at 5 p.m., I will be having my first sports podcast on this channel. So the sports music and more that you can see at the bottom left is kind of coming true because I'm doing more sports content again. So that's my little intro. I know we're like 3 minutes into the recording already. So without further ado, here is the tier maker. And it is a tier maker for, I don't even know if y'all heard that little transition, but this is not going to work, is it? I'm going to have to move my face over here. There we go. Okay, now you can see everything. This is tier maker. Basically, I have different tiers here. It goes from best, making the playoffs, wild card teams, and then the one more year tier is kind of more of a, I think they're about a year away from contending, and then a rebuild is a rebuild, obviously. So I'm going to go through each division here, kind of give my predictions for what's going to happen in each division, but I'm just going to go team by team. Actually, no, let's go division by division. That'll be fun. So we're going to start out with the NFC West with the Arizona Cardinals. They are in full rebuild mode. I don't expect the Arizona Cardinals to win. I expect them to maybe win 3 games this year. I think it probably will be more. I think 3 is around what they will win. It's going to be a rough year for them. They're starting Josh Dobbs, is what the report came out today as I'm recording this. They're starting Josh Dobbs week 1. Clayton Tune, my guy from U of H, go Cougs, will be the backup. But obviously, not a good quarterback situation until Kyler Murray gets back. Even when he gets back, they have no talent on their team. So the Arizona Cardinals will be, I probably think, the worst team in the league this year. Let's see. Who else? I see the Rams here. I'm going to do the Rams next. They're a weird one because I think they should be in a rebuild as well. They're not 1 year away at all. And I think, I probably should have another tier that says instead of 1 more year, I should have another tier that says like in the middle. I don't really know what else to say because they're not rebuilding. They're not trying to. They should. Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford, kind of their three guys they have left. Other than that, their team is looking rough. So they should rebuild. I think they might win 4 or 5 games this year. They might be a little better than the Cardinals, but they are not a good football team. They just don't have the pieces around Aaron Donald at all. Jalen Ramsey's gone. So who else? Who else is in the division? I see the San Francisco 49ers and the Seahawks. Those are the other two. So let's go with the Seahawks first. The Seahawks to me are a what do I want to be controversial or not? I'm going to say wild card. I don't think they'll win their division. I think the 49ers will win their division. I think they're set for the playoffs. But the Seahawks, let's talk about them first. They are a team that I think can be sneaky this year. I love their draft pick of JSN in the first round, the wide receiver. I love that pick for them. I think it's a perfect combination with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and JSN. Love that receiver core. Geno Smith actually played pretty decently last year, and I think can play pretty well again. So I don't expect too much from him, but I also think he can do pretty well. So their defense is very young and very good. Tariq Woolen, amazing corner, and they have some guys, Jordan Brooks on the defense. So I think that could be pretty good. But I don't think they will make it the playoffs outright. But I do think they'll be a wild card team in a very, very weak NFC West. Then for the playoff berth, I think the 49ers will win the division just based on their roster. Nick Bosa signed the largest contract in NFL history today. And Brock Purdy is an unknown. Obviously, Trey Lance not there anymore. Brock Purdy, I think even if he's just a game manager and doesn't turn the ball over, this roster is good enough to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going very far in the playoffs, to be honest, but their roster with McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, that is too many weapons to not make the playoffs, in my opinion. Then Nick Bosa, and they just have a bunch of guys on defense that you can't really even name, but they're just all really good. And they're coached extremely well as well. So that is that division. Let's go with the NFC South now. The Atlanta Falcons are a team that I actually think will make the playoffs this year because of how bad this division is. The Falcons, to me, are a team that ran the ball extremely well last year. They picked up Bijan Robinson, arguably one of the best running backs in the league without even playing. I mean, the talent level he has, I think, will be shown in this offense, especially because it is a perfect fit for a star running back. And Cordero Patterson looked like a star, and he's more of a wide receiver. So I definitely think they have a ton of guys. Drake London is ready to break out. I think Kyle Pitts is eventually going to have to break out. Desmond Ridder, I don't love, but when you look at the other quarterbacks in this division, I really don't see a reason why the Falcons can't make the playoffs. They did pretty well last year, and really it's more of, I think they're the best team in this division rather than they're a good team. The Panthers, I think they're one more year away. I don't think they'll make a wild card spot. They might be close, but I don't think they'll make it. I think the Panthers are just too young. Bryce Young is not going to have a good offensive line. He's not going to have very many weapons. And I think it's going to take another year of drafting another lineman, maybe getting a couple more receivers in the draft as well. Their defense is ready, I think. They just need to improve that offense. And let's see if Bryce Young actually can play. Who is going to be next? Let's go with the Saints. That's not where I'm putting them. The Saints, to me, I still think they're 1 year away as well. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me there. I just don't trust the Saints yet. I mean, Derek Carr is definitely an upgrade, but Alvin Kamara's situation is weird. Chris Olave is breaking out and becoming one of the best young receivers in the league, but I don't think they're ready quite yet. Their defense is always just average, and they have, I say they're average, but I think that means they're good. They're just not quite ready yet. I don't feel like Derek Carr is the answer. I just don't. I could be wrong there. I could see them making a wild card spot, and they're a team that I might move up if we don't have enough wild card spots. But let's go on. The final team in this division, I'm trying to find them, the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Bucks to me are, I feel like they should rebuild. I'm sorry, Tom Brady retired. I feel like a lot of Tampa Bay players are going to want out. Baker Mayfield is not the guy. I don't feel like they're 1 year away. I feel like they're 1 year away from going full on rebuild. And maybe I should just say that one more year tier means they're 1 year away from doing that. I don't know. But I don't trust Baker. That's basically all I need to say about that. Let's go. Keep going NFC. I'm going to go with the NFC South now. No, NFC East. I just did the NFC South. NFC East. We're going to go Washington. I feel like they're a year away. I really like their team. I just don't like their quarterback, obviously. Sam Howell, I think, is their starter. Not great. I could be wrong. It might not be Sam Howell. I think it is, though. That is not going to last. That's just not going to win games in this division. But I think they have a good roster. Their defense is stacked. Need some help probably on the back end of that defense, but I really like their team in a couple years, maybe 1 or 2 more years, to kind of make it past the, not rebuilding phase, but not the wild card phase yet. Let's go with who else is here? Chicago's not yet. Cowboys. Okay, the Cowboys. I think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're one of the best in the league. I don't. I think they are a for sure playoff team. I think I don't know if they'll even beat the Eagles though. And when I say wild card team, I don't mean. I guess technically I would pick them to make the wild card, but I'm gonna say they're in the playoffs because, and really this is not a good way to form it. It's really not, because if you're a playoff team, that means you're most likely a wild card unless you're a top seed. So that's really not, I guess, wild card meaning like they barely got into the playoffs is what I'm kind of meaning. The Dallas Cowboys, I think, will be a 5 seed. I don't think, and by me saying 5 seed, I mean the best wild card team in the NFC, because obviously the top 4 teams get a automatic playoff spot, and then, or at least home field, and then it goes on from there. Anyway, Dallas, Dak is just kind of, he's pretty average. Like, he's just mid. That's what he is. And so that's all I have to say. Zeke, not there anymore. Tony Pollard, I think, is great. The weapons, I just, CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks is what they have. Not great. Their defense is stacked, and that's the reason why they're here. Let's go to the Eagles. They're one of the best in the league. I don't know where I just put them. Eagles, one of the best in the league. I'm just going to, I know this video is taking forever, so I'm just going to, I really think the Eagles are one of the best teams in the league. I think they could get back to the Super Bowl pretty easily. And then I have the Giants in a wild card spot. I think they're, this division is really good. I really like this division and this year, because I think the Giants can be a wild card team again. I think Saquon got his contract figured out. I think Darren Waller is a great addition. I think they could be a wild card team. I honestly do. And I think that is the NFC. Did I miss anybody? Oh, I still have one division left. The Lions. The Lions, I think, are a playoff team in this division. Don't see any other team beating them out. I think they're just too talented. They've built their team up. Dan Campbell's done an amazing job at coach. The Packers, I really don't think, I think they're another year away. We'll see what happens with Jordan Love. Their weapons are their weapons, but Jordan Love, I just don't know about. Who else do I have? The Vikings. The Vikings, to me, are a wild card team, and I think the final wild card team. I do think they're going to be good, but I don't think they're going to win. I think the Lions have the division this year. I know it's crazy for me to say that. Then the last team, the Bears. The Bears are a year or 2 away. So this is my NFC predictions. I kind of just have one best, and that's okay. Sometimes I'm not going to put the Cowboys in the best if they're not. I'm doing best in the league here. I'm not doing best if it's the best in the NFC, sure, I would have the Cowboys up there, but I'm doing best in the league. So basically, the 1 seed, I have the Eagles. I would probably switch this around and have the Cowboys as a 2 seed if they could be, but they would be a 5 seed, obviously. Division winners for the 49ers, for the Falcons, and for the Lions. And the through wild card, I think, is the Seahawks, the Giants, and the Vikings. I don't see any other scenario. The only team I could see making a playoff spot here is the Saints. I can't see the rest of these teams making the playoffs at all. So let's go a little more quickly to the AFC. I'm just going to go through these. I will start with the AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens, I think, will miss the playoffs. That is going to be my hot take of the video for sure. I think the Ravens will miss the playoffs. I like Lamar Jackson, but again, people are saying these are best weapons he's had. You're really calling Odell Beckham and Zay Flowers the best weapons he's had. I don't see how that is going to change the game. Unless Zay Flowers is like a Justin Jefferson, I don't see it. Personally, that's just my opinion. Who else? Who else is in this division? Do we have all the teams here? I don't see the Bengals. Oh, they're right here. The Bengals are one of the best in the league. They will win this division. I think Joe Burrow's injury is not as big of a deal, and they just have one of the best rosters in the league, honestly. Skill positions are amazing. Their defense, really solid. Definitely think their defense is a little bit overrated. I don't think it's as good as what people are saying. Last year, it was super underrated. This year, I think it's a bit overrated, but they will win this division for sure, in my opinion. And the Browns, 1 year away. They're not rebuilding, but it's hard. When they have a division this good, it's very hard to be solid. And I think the Steelers will be a wild card team. I could see them missing the playoffs entirely, and I'm a Steelers fan. I could see them missing the playoffs entirely, but I could also see them, threatening the Bengals for the division lead. Like, I could see it either way. That's just kind of how it is for me. But yeah, I think the Steelers will make the playoffs. I think Kenny Pickett's going to have a jump. I think they've improved a lot of positions, and I think that's important. Jaylen Warren has stepped up and been amazing, and I like their weapons. They have good weapons on their team. George Pickens, I could go on and on. TJ Watt is amazing. So I think they will be a wild card team. The Bills, let's go to the AFC East. The Bills are one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. I think they will regress a little, but I still think when it comes down to it, they are one of the best teams in the league. When you look at Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, and you have their defensive line's really good. Their corners and safeties are getting older, but Tre'Davious White, I think, is still a really solid corner in this league. And I like their weapons. Gabe Davis, I think, is a really, really good number 2. A lot of people are saying he's not as good as, he performed last year, but I think he's really solid. And I think the Bills are still one of the best teams in the league, despite what people think. Who else? Let's go Patriots. I think the Patriots will miss the playoffs, but I could see them making it. They are really one of the, I think, highest fringe teams. I think Patriots and the Saints are the 2 teams that it would not surprise me if they got in. I don't think they will, either of them, but the Patriots are close. I think they're very close to breaking through. I think another good year for the Patriots and another kind of just mid-year for the Bills might be enough to turn that around. The Dolphins, I am not high on. I know a lot of people are going to be surprised by that. I don't trust Tua. I really don't, and I think they're going to miss the playoffs. That's a crazy thing to say. I don't see it with them. I think they have a lot of talent. Bradley Chubb defense, Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side. They have, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill are 2 of the best weapons in the league. But I just don't trust Tua to stay healthy. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I just don't like the Dolphins, and instead I like the Jets. I think the Jets will make a wild card appearance and make the playoffs. Now, I get all these teams could be, in the wild card discussion, but I think the Jets will make a wild card spot. I really like their roster. I love Garrett Wilson at receiver. I think Aaron Rodgers will just bring this team to a new level. I'm a fan of the Jets. All right, two more divisions to go. We will start with the AFC South. The Texans are rebuilding. The Colts are rebuilding. The Titans are, I don't think they're 1 year away, but I'll put them there because I don't know where else to put them. And the Jags, I think, are a playoff team. I think they're a step above the wild card teams that I have listed below them. Honestly, I think Trevor Lawrence will make that much of a leap. And then let's go to the final division. The Denver Broncos, I think, are 1 year away. They're a really good team as well, but I think they're still a year away. The Raiders are rebuilding, or they should be. The Chargers will be a wild card team, and the Kansas City Chiefs are the best team. They are the best team in the league. I don't care what you say. They are the best team. So basically, for my AFC, I would have KC 1, Cincinnati would probably be 2, and then Buffalo would be 3. The 4 seed, I guess I have listed as who? The Jags. Yeah, the Jags would be 4. I like that. And then my wild card teams, I would have the Steelers, Jets, and Chargers. And I know a lot of these teams are the same as last year. The two different I have are the Steelers and the Jets. But I do definitely believe in those two teams this year. So you can screenshot this if you want. These are my predictions. I didn't go like number of wins or anything, but I think if I had to order it, let's just order it real quick. Let's do. Nah, it's okay. Y'all can figure it out. These are the order that I think things will be in. So I have for the NFC of the Eagles 1, Cowboys would be technically 5. So if you want to order it a specific way, I'll do it like this for y'all to see. Yeah, that's what I would have it as. I think, should I have this Vikings or this is hard. I'm just going to leave it like this. I think I'm actually going to move the Giants down 1. So that's probably how I would have it. I think the Steelers probably would be barely making it in. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like KC 1, Buffalo 2. I would have the Bengals 2, Buffalo 3, the Jags 4. And then I have the Jets 5, Chargers 6, Steelers 7, and then the Eagles 1. I think the not Dolphins. Oh my gosh, the Lions would be 2. 49ers would be 3. The Falcons 4, Cowboys 5, Seahawks 6, and the. Oh wait, do I have too many? Hold on, did I do this wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I do. So I would have to take one of these teams out. Yeah, I could see the Giants missing playoffs. Yeah, I would take the Giants out. I think the Seahawks and the Vikings are safe for sure. Yeah, I could definitely see that. So anyway, that's my rankings. I know it's a super, super, super long video. I might cut it into 2. If there's 2 parts, that's why. But these are my predictions. Yeah, let me know if you agree, disagree. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on my podcast on Monday. Be there, 5 p.m. Central Time on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next Rise Up Reactions.